welcome back to all of my friends, my fans, and you, yes, you sitting wherever it is you're sitting, on the couch, laying in bed, dropping a deuce. I'm not one to judge, but welcome back to the longest running weekly episodic fantasy football show out there. That's right, Matthew Berry. Take that. Welcome back to the FTFL Weekly Update, and I, not only the host of this award-winning program, not only am I the two-time Read It and Weep Hulkamaniac League champs, but of course, I am also that reminder that in just a few days, Halloween takes center stage, and the greatest 60 days of the calendar year commence. Woo! The holiday train is about to roll into the station, my friend, and with it, all sorts of meaningful football, meaningful fantasy football, and just the greatest 60 days, as I stated, on the calendar. Hello, boys and girls. It is I, Brett Sieber, host of the show. And here is to making it through the first half of the season and already toe-dipping into the second half of the regular season. In the final few days of October. All right, it is week 8 in the FTFL. By the way, this is episode 164 of this show. 164. We will get to 175 this year. 200 will probably be season 12, if season 12 is a thing. But no more about that for now. Let's get to the action here in the league. First and foremost, Jeff Marksher and his close game woes continue. Of course, he started out hot, 2-0. Started out hot last year, 2-0. Not quite the same result as to what happened this year, because clearly, who's going to lose 14 games in a row again? At least not this season. But another close game, another close loss for Jeff. A team, though, that has gone the opposite of Jeff, the anti-Jeff, if you will. Adam Saltmarsh, 3 weeks ago, completed a trade with Adam Swart. And since then, he has won not once, not twice, but 3 times. Going to talk about him, of course, a little bit more in the show. Becoming a contender. By the way, another quiet contender. The 4th highest point scoring team in the league, who now sits at 500. Just 2 games back of the lead in his division. Matt? That's right. Don't look now, but here comes old Matt himself. Hey, by the way, fan mail this week, and not just any sort of fan mail, sent to me in a package fan mail. I mean, this is next level stuff. So we're going to get and open that together. And last but not least, Eric stops the champ from streaking. He said, "Fool, put your pants back on. The big boys are here." I don't really like the way that paired up. But anyways, Eric took it to Andy, and that is where we will start. As the Mixing Cocktails, winners of 6 in a row, coming into 6-1, taking on the Pack Attack at 4-3, and attack Eric did. 92.5 for him. Andy with an off week for Andy. 77 points. If you're Eric, the bum got 24 points. Derrick Henry, 16. Travis Kelce, in his best performance since last year, week 8, got 15. Javonte Williams, 14.5. The Pittsburgh defense, 0. Not only is that shameful performance, but shame on you, Eric. You were asking the Pittsburgh defense to score points, to hold down their opponent, none other than the Green Bay Packers. Pack attack my ass. That is terrible. Terrible. Shame. That 0 didn't matter because Andy's team really didn't show up to play in an Andy-type way. Leading scorer, Chase McLaughlin, the kicker, 17 points. Devin Achane, 14.5. Jamar Chase, 12. George Kittle, 10. Welcome back again. George Kittle looking productive now once again. Andy's leading scorer on the team, Dak Prescott. He is his lowest total since week 1. He'd been averaging 20-plus points. This week, 4 points. 4 points. 20-plus, there's a difference of 16. Add 16 to Andy's score. Looks like he wins by half a point. Now, I am not a math teacher in Browerville, but I'm pretty sure how that works out. Oh, also, by the way, Dak Prescott. Bo Nix, my former quarterback on the bench, 28 points for him. And yeah, Andy falls to 6-2. Eric rises to 5-3. But is that enough to net him a tie for first place in the division, the South? Well, it sure is, because Make America Great Again coming in at 5-2, taking on Team Dickweed, John's team at 3-4. Sid wins. He holds on to first place and a 2-game lead, I guess, if Eric would have lost. But instead, he loses. Eric wins. 78 for John, 75 for Sid. Now we've got a tie in the South. But John, Saquon Barkley, 28. Jackson Dart, 14. Tetois McMillan, 9.5. And then there really wasn't much else to speak of. But it didn't matter because Sid only scored 75 points. Tucker, the best tight end in all of football craft. Excuse me, we drink to Tucker. Great Midwest kid, strong roots, lives in Green Bay year-round, mind you, year-round. Why? Because it's an amazing place. That's why. You don't have to go other places to find all these fancy things. Anyways, 23.5 points for him. Dicker the kicker, 15. T. Higgins, 12.5. DK the eye poker. Metcalf, 10.5 points. Baker Mayfield averages 18 points a week. 2 points for him. Quinshon Judkins got banged up. Averages 11 points a week. 1.5 points for him. You don't really have to be good at math at all to understand that, boy, even half of their average would have netted Sid a victory. Alas, it didn't. Danny Dimes Jones on the bench, 22 points. That could have been a solution to victory. Instead, Sid falls to 5-3 and has 2 games against Eric left. Has a game against me left. I'm sure he's got a game against Matt somewhere in there too. His path going forward is not great and definitely needs running back help, especially if Judkins is going to miss any time. All right, last game before the break. The Hulkamaniacs coming in at 4-3, taking on I may suck at fantasy football, but at least I got my keepers in at 3-4. I mentioned, in weeks past, Matt seems boom or bust. When I went back to actually add up the numbers, I told you earlier, 4th highest scoring team in the league. Now, I am the 3rd highest scoring team in the league, but it didn't matter this week. 109.5 for Matt, 79 for me. If you're Matt, Brees Hall, 27 points, came out of some sort of weird football coma to rush 2 in, and then some fluky-ass pass late in the game. Not that it would have mattered, but I was still frustrated by it. Chris Boswell, 3 50-plus yard field goals, 20 points for him. Troy Franklin, 14 points. Thanks, Troy Franklin, you jerk, for stealing all the balls away from Cortland Sutton. Kansas City's defense, 13. Caleb Williams in a spot start because Goff is on a bye, 4 points. Caleb Williams, the Bears are better than the Vikings, but that's not saying much. I like Caleb. I hope he figures it out, but it seems as if maybe that's not going to happen. A quarterback that, by the way, is figuring it out, Jordan Love, 26 points. Did something on Sunday night no quarterback has ever done before. 20-plus straight completions, 350-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks in a single game. The list of quarterbacks who have done that in the entire history of the NFL could be on this teeny tiny piece of paper. We could just write Love on it, and that would be the list. Yeah. Look out, he coming. Michael Pittman Jr., 16 points. The Colts defense, 11. Bijan Robinson, 3.5 points. Against the 1-6 Dolphins, one of the worst rush defenses in the entire damn NFL, 3.5 points. Now, I'm not going to blame Bijan entirely for that. The blame falls squarely on, I don't know, might I say, the soon-to-be newest addition to, more on that later, but for now, we've reached the break, and I didn't do this last week. We took a week off. I want to dive back in. I bring you another blast from the past from the FTFL Weekly Update. Let's take a trip down memory lane. All right, everybody, now here's the thing. We're getting close. I just saw the sign that said Park Rapids. Everyone take a deep breath. We're going to get Brett's money back.
I think
it's
we're
going to be fine.
The wrong way. No, we should have been not coming into Park Rapids, but we should have been. I think something don't seem right.
All right, so what we're going to do when we get there, we're just going to run in, create some sort of diversion. I'll grab like 3 of them. You grab that piggy bank, smash it on the floor, grab a fistful of change, and then we'll be out of that place. Now, everyone just, no, listen. We ain't going to go in forcefully. We're going to talk sensibly, follow my lead. Guys, we'll go get Brett's money back. It's going to be just fine. Peaceful.
There's some flashing red lights, and they're coming our way. I don't know. This doesn't look good.
Now, listen. It's
It's probably just an emergency call. They will slowly pull over. They'll go by us, and then it'll be fine. And before we know it, we'll be at Jeff's place getting Brett's money back.
Pull over. This doesn't look good, Bart. It's right behind us now.
It's going to happen again. No way. All right, man, you know what? This was a fool's mission from the get-go. I ain't got time to go back to prison. You suckers, you're all on your own. I'm out of here.
Oh, no.
Oh my. Oh, man, this, you know, fine, I'll pull over, but, man, this is the Park Rapids Police Department. We are in a heap of trouble. Man, we ain't never going to get Brett's money back this way.
Woo. Now, I hope that what Bart and Bort are enduring now in this new adventure doesn't end up like that one. I would hate for them to be arrested on any sort of a journey like this. However, I am absolutely wanting to know if John Linkowitz is okay. John, if you are okay, feel free. Stop on by. I'll slide over. You can sit right there. We'll chat. We'll catch up. We'll talk football. It'll be great. And everyone will feel better. But until then, John, the search continues. Now, this fan mail sent to me. I mean, this is amazing. We get letters, we get emails. I've never received a package on this show before. And so, I'm going to go ahead and open this now. Kind of squishy. I don't know. Oh, did someone send me a Nas Reed towel? Oh my God. If this is a Nas Reed towel, we're going to take another break. All right, let's see here. We're going to open it up. Well, whatever it is, it's red. It's red. And let's see here. There's a Cardinals logo. Oh God. Appears I've been... Oh, look. On this side, the one on the front is signed by none other than Kyler. Now, he didn't add Stupid Face Jr. I don't understand. Okay, so he watches the show? Like, is that what this is? If this is you, Kyler Murray, if this is you with some sort of twisted, sick prank, you've already submarined multiple NFL teams, an entire MLB franchise. They no longer in that town. As God is my witness, if you submarine this show, the next adventure Bart and Bort are going on are with me when we come for you. You know what? This is a beautiful jersey, but it still makes me want to puke. I don't even know what to say or to look. You know what? Just get that out of here. Goodbye. Return address on here? Where did this come? Whatever. Anyways, let's get back to the games. Oh, look up. Next up, my hotspot ready for another intense action-packed weekend. Coming in at 3-4, taking on the Valhalla Vandals at 2-5. I mentioned it. The close game woes for Jeff continue. This was his 5th game in 8, decided by less than 3 points or less. 5 of Jeff's games have been decided by 3 points or less. He is 2-3 in those contests. One of the 3 being this week, 81.5 for Peter, 81 for Jeff. If you're Peter, Justin Herbert, 26 points. Jalen Waddle, 18.5. Those were the only 2 players on his entire starting lineup that had actual touchdowns. Jordan Mason for the Vikings. Why even play him? The Vikings are a terrible team and a terrible town with terrible fans. A half point. Harry on the bench, 29.5 points. God, again, I've had such crappy luck with my writing this year. This is terrible. This just tells you how little I pay attention to Peter's team. Although, again, he did win. Now, if your marks are Chase Brown, 19.5 for Shee Rice, 16.5. Justin Fields, I guess, with his 0 points last week, warranted another shot this week. 16 points. Rico Dowdle, 2. Turd Ferguson, 0. Both of those guys were averaging about 9 points a week. If they do even, again, half of that, Jeff walks away a victory. He is then 4-4 instead of 3-5. Now, oddly enough, last week, we whipped out Peter's meter, and I think it's appropriate that we take a look at Peter's meter again. And as I look here, of course, we're wondering now. Peter seemingly dove into the depths of hell. I'm going to switch sides again. I feel better holding Peter's meter with my left hand, but he dove down into the depths. Is this the rebirth of Peter, like a phoenix rising from the ashes? Where is he on the meter? I don't see him. He's like, oh, I'm over here. Oh, wait a minute. What is that on his head? He's like, oh, I'm up this way. And then, of course, he slides back into the slot, and look at King of the Dumpster Fire himself, hair on fire, however, seemingly emerging from the ashes of the dumpster. Is this phoenix about to fly? I guess time will tell, but for now, he is perched on the dumpster and ready to take flight with eyes, on the fireball. All right, well, that was Peter's meter. I'm going to set that down. My hand was getting tired from holding it. Anyways, he moves to 3-5. Jeff falls to 3-5. Here we go. Last game of the week. Radioactive Monkeys coming in at 3-4, taking on Team Linkowitz at 2-5. Of course, Team Linkowitz is Adam Swart. Now, this trade I mentioned 3 weeks ago. Since the trade, Saltmarsh is 3-0. Swart, on the other hand, is 1-2. I would like to say maybe that's his karma for trading for a defense, because that's what happens when you do dumb things. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But maybe it's just been coincidence. 126.5 for Saltmarsh, 105 for Swart. If you're salty, something happened that I'm fairly certain has never happened in the history of the FTFL. Not one, not two, but 3 players in your starting lineup scored 30 points or more in 1 week. I can't ever, like, 2 is a rare occurrence. 3, I'm fairly certain this is the only time. Maybe the number muncher could, do something, anything, spend some time calculating. I don't know what he's been up to. Clearly not doing any sort of statistical help around here. Jonathan Taylor, 33. Jalen Hurts and James Cook both notched 30. Saltmarsh did have 2 zeros. Hollywood Brown and Quentin Johnston didn't matter. Again, when you have 3 guys accounting for 93 points, you could have had the rest of them been zeros and beat. I don't know. Let's see. Peter, Jeff, me, John, Sid, Andy, Eric. Good Christ. You would have beat everyone except for 2 people with just 3 guys. Whew. If you're Adam Swart, Patrick Mahomes, 24, Khalil Shakir, 17, Fairbairn, 15, Kamani Vidal, 14.5. I mean, there's no one else to run the ball in San Diego Superchargers. You're welcome there, Pick'ems. 14.5 again for Vidal. Lad McConkey, 13, also plays for San Diego Superchargers. All right, DeAndre Swift at 11. This, by the way, was Adam Swart's highest point total of the year, and it still got him a loss. I hope you're saving your pennies, brother. The pizza looks like it's on the horizon. All right, Saltmarsh goes to 4-4. Swart falls to 2-6. Here we go. Stud and dud of the week. I got to get my marker out because I've been waiting for this moment. Stud of the week, more running backs. Jonathan Taylor, 33. My God, is he having a season. And Breece Hall, 27. This is the kind of season you see a player have, that if a team does not take this and go all the way to the title. Ryan Deason, once upon a time, had Aaron Rodgers in his prime, and MJD, Pocket Hercules, Maurice Jones-Drew, had all-out, all-time seasons, and he didn't win the title that year. It would be a bummer, Adam Saltmarsh, with Jalen Hurts and Jonathan Taylor if you don't get this done. But I'm going to tell you right now you won't, because you're not going to beat me. But anyways, dud of the week, Baker Mayfield, 2 points, 2 points. You've been on an absolute tear. People talking all about your MVP candidacy, and you net 2 points. Brutal. The list. We are going to add someone to the list this week. And actually, I suppose first and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put let's see here, a line, as Kyler, 2 lines here. Kyler Stupid Face Jr. Mary, you have made the list twice. Once for being a Stupid Face Jr. Secondly, for trying to infiltrate my show with your rancid, rotting, terrible, awful stink that's attached to you that you're trying to bring me down. No, thank you. You've got 2 now. I've never added someone on the list twice in the same season, so way to go. At least you have that going for you. Now, the other person that's going to go on this list is a quarterback. is a quarterback who people in this town, I think, are pretty familiar with. People who in this town thought for a while, this guy is going to lead us to the promised land. And then, September was great, October was great, November was usually pretty decent, but by the time December rolled around, oh boy, games got real, the pressure ratcheted up, and this individual crapped the bet. Now, he crapped the bet all the way to another guaranteed like $97 million, $180 million overall contract to be a starting quarterback, only to have a rookie drafted the very same year he was signed as a free agent, thus losing his job midseason because he seems to be gone. Now, of course, coming back from a terrible injury. All of that to say, this past week, redemption was at hand. You had an opportunity to show teams around the league that might need a quarterback, looking at you, the purple, and others too, that, hey, here's a guy that still got it. Here's a guy that we should look at bringing in. And what better way to showcase your talent than against the lowly, by God, Miami Dolphins? And what do? What do? You completely crap the bed again. And not only did you bring the Falcons down, no. Not only did you make Bijan Robinson look like a turd, but Kirk Cousins, you also did make me look like a turd. So therefore, Kirk O'Chains is on the list here. Kirk O'Chains, you're a bum. Just like this guy, you're on the list. I don't like you. Now, I can say that I know myself is on the list. I like myself. But in that moment, because I trusted Kyler Murray, I was unhappy with myself. All right, let's get to the games for next week, and let's get up and on out of here. Week 9 is coming straight at us. Some mixing cocktails at 6-2, taking on Make America Great Again at 5-3. Sid, let the gauntlet begin. Look at this matchup. Pack Attack at 5-3, taking on the Hulkamaniacs at 4-4. Both of those games hugely important as the top of each division trying to hold on, not get separated out. I may suck at fantasy football, but at least I got my keepers in at 4-4, taking on my hotspot. I'm going to tell you what, I may suck at fantasy football, but at least if I got my keepers in, you better bring everything you have to my hotspot, because you're going to need it. Also, Dickweed coming in at 4-4, taking on the Radioactive Monkeys at 4-4 in a pivotal who's going to go above and who's going to go below match. Football standings, come on. Also, lastly, the Valhalla Vandals coming in at 3-5, taking on Team Linkowitz at 2-6. Now, I see what appears to be another north-south matchup, and this week, oh, by the way, was a north-south matchup. The South won a game, the North won a game, the South won a game, the South won a game, and the South 4-1. Flip-flop. 4-1 the North the last time, 4-1 this past time. This upcoming week, we are going to dance that dance again. The rubber match, if you will. Can't wait. What a season. So much fun. Every week, what we thought we knew changes. That's happening in the NFL. It's happening here. And until the next time we sit down together, my friends, peace.